Welcome everybody to episode number 11 for Traffic Geysers Weekly Webinars. This week we have Sandy back.
Hey guys!
Back. She had such a fun time the last time she was with us. She decided to join us again. Welcome back, Sandy. How you doing?
Good. Thank you for having me back.
Absolutely. I did have a good time with you last time, so I figured, what the heck? And you are so informative with your answers, so figured, why not? Maybe we'll make it a regular thing or something. Who knows?
I'll try hard not to go over time this time.
Yeah, I think we kind of did that last time, didn't we?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, so who do we have this week? We've got Cindy on, we got Clint, we got Danny, Elaine, Jan Michelle, Josh, Sarah, Terry, and another Terry, and more coming on. Welcome, y'all. This week is going to be about our 10 by 10 by 4 marketing domination formula that Mike developed quite a few years ago. There's been a number of strategies that have been used in the marketing industry, and this is one that Mike came up with, and it's just worked. It's worked for him for authors. It's worked for him for professional services. There's a number of different industries that he's used it in. Authors, speaking engagements, and it's worked for everything. Sandy is very knowledgeable in the strategy, and she'll be able to add a lot of the strategic side. I'll hopefully be able to add something to it. Who knows? Maybe a little technical there. But no, it's a strategy, and how would you describe it, Sandy? A strategy where you're building trust before you're putting a service or a product in somebody's face?
Yeah, definitely. You're basically letting your customers get to know you even before they realize that they're in the buying process. Besides that, you are also dramatically expanding your reach out across the internet, because instead of just showing up on your own little website, you're essentially, everywhere. In fact, I had a competitor. I sat and had lunch the other day with a competitor who said to me, "I can't believe it. Every time I type in, any keyword that has anything to do with our industry, there's one of your thumbnails. There's that little blonde girl." So he was kind of complaining, but I took it as a compliment.
Definitely nothing wrong with that, right? Okay, we will definitely dive into this. Let's get through a couple of other things. If I can get my computer to work, and is my audio okay, Sandy?
Yeah, you sound good to me.
Okay, because last week it was just absolutely horrendous, and for those of you that are on the call, I apologize for last week. I will not let that happen again. First question everybody's always asking, and y'all make sure that you put your questions in your question box or in a chat log on the side, and Sandy and I will answer your questions as we go. We'll have a Q&A at the end, just like we always do, and we want to just make sure everybody has their questions answered. Don't try to put 5 or 6 questions in there. That's exactly what it's for. We want everybody to be involved in this, just like you're in a community forum, whether it be Traffic Geyser or any other forum. So make use of it. Get your questions answered, and maybe it'll help you understand whether this 10 by 10 by 4 is something that will work for you or not, or that you should use. First question that always comes up is...
You should use, period.
You should use, exactly. First question that always comes up is this webinar going to be recorded? Yes, they are always recorded, and they are always available usually on Fridays on our blog site. And Sandy, if you want to type in the chat window, the blog site, trafficgeyser.com/blog.
And I don't know if you guys all know this, but those of you who are on this call live, you can save the chat log at the end. If you go up to the top where it says File, and then it'll say save chat log, so you can save all of the links that we give you and everything else there.
There you go. Thank you for that. I don't think in the 10 previous calls, I've had that said once.
Oh, really? Well, glad I could help you. See, there, I've earned my keep today.
There you go. Okay, we're done.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Okay, so yes, the replays are always available on the blog site. This week, I am absolutely thrilled to give this gal a shout out. This is Liv. She's from Washington State, and she has been with us with Traffic Geyser since Fusion opened back in April of last year. She has emailed me and she has called me, and I've helped her with this and I've helped her with that, and I'm not complaining whatsoever because that's what I love to do. I love to help folks. But Liv she spent a little bit more time than normal. And if any of you guys were on this call from last week, you'll remember the gentleman that we had on, Todd Johnson. He was a member since Main Street 1.0, and he just this past month got his first client, and he was just absolutely ecstatic, and he couldn't believe how easy it was. Well, Liv has been with us since April of last year. She dilly-dallied around. She's very analytical. She spent a lot of time trying to figure everything out. And that's one of the things that we try to teach folks is not to do that. Learn as you go. Get something done first, whether it be a bunch of submissions to drive traffic to your website, or build a website if they're fairly easy to build in your Traffic Geyser or Fusion account. So do one thing and get it out there. So you could say that you finished something. Well, Liv wants to figure everything out, which no disrespect to Liv because she's a great gal. She, this month, she sent me an email, and she actually sent it to Gabby as well, but she nailed her first client. It's a public relations firm that does media and public relations for a very large international business or international corporation. The deal she got was absolutely amazing. She got $19,000, with $9,000 of it she got last week in her PayPal account, and $10,000 I believe she's getting sometime this week. And I can't believe she didn't register and get on today's call. But anyways, 19 grand for a 12-month deal, 12-month service plan with this company. She's going to have a website built. She's using the instant customer follow-up system. She's going to do video, article, and blog distribution. She's going to be updating all of their social media sites, and 12 months worth of influence engine service.
Wow. It's like the baby that won't talk and then starts talking in full sentences and paragraphs. I mean, that is an incredible story that she has.
Is that awesome or what? So
that is.
Here is her email that she sent to me. Right there, $9,000. And
nice.
She's got my first large gig, another 10K coming from them next week. So Liv, congratulations, sweetheart. That is absolutely awesome. And if I had a clap machine, I would push the button. There you go. There's the clap machine. Good job, Liv. Way to go. And I know that I will be talking to you soon. So there we go. That is our shout out for this week. Ms. Liv from Washington State. For those of you that are on the call that are not, and we do this every week, those of you that are on the call that are not members, cost a buck. 21 days, you get full access to everything that Traffic Geyser has. You could build a website. You could submit video content. You can do everything that a regular member can. Got a little bit of limitations as far as how much you can do, but 21 days for a buck. If you have a business, if you have a website that you want a web presence with, and you currently don't have it, give us a shot. Dump some video into your Traffic Geyser account, submit it out to all. There's, I think, between video, bookmark, and sites, I think there's 40, 35, 40, 50 different sites. There's a total of 70 or 75, including blog and article sites. It's well worth it. Obviously, it's a buck. Eric and Jody talked about it last week. Mike Lemoyne talked about it the week before. This is how they got started. And is this how you got started too, Sandy?
No, I actually came in on the Main Street One launch. Yeah, 1.0.
Okay, so you didn't get to spend only your $1.
I wish I had known.
You would have been in the same position, though. You still would have got everything else later.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. For sure.
So it's a buck, folks. Give it a shot if you're on the call and you're not a member. You don't want to do it after the 21 days. Shoot us an email. Say, hey, thanks, but it didn't work out for me. And if you do that, give us when you send the email to us, tell us why it didn't work out for you. Did you only do one submission and you were expecting results immediately from that one video that you submitted? If that's the case, then that's probably why it didn't work out for you. You can't just do once and then stop and expect to get the immediate results from that.
You know, I can't imagine that anybody would take the trial and actually use it and then not want to continue. I mean, I can see somebody pays $1 and then, forgets about it completely, and then when the billing comes up, it's like, oh, I don't even know what this is. I do that with WSOs all the time. But if they actually use it, you're going to see the results. And you're going to see the results in multiple ways. I mean, the first thing is that if your keyword is not highly competitive, you will show up in the video results on Google almost instantaneously. If you've got a highly competitive keyword, it may take longer, but if you've got a good long tail keyword that's not highly competitive, pretty much as soon as it hits YouTube or Vimeo, it'll be scraped from one of them and put up in the Google video results.
Correct. And as you submit more, you send one video to all of the video sharing sites. If you hit YouTube, Dailymotion, Vimeo, there's 4 or 5 other ones. But you can, if from the Google video section, you can get 7, 8, almost all 10 of those spots just with one video from with all the different sites. I've got a number of them, and it's amazing. So give it a shot, folks. It's a buck, not a big deal. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work, and thank you for trying, but we're all very confident. We've been around for 7 years. That's how confident we are, because we know that it does work. So I will leave that at that, but the did you put the website in the chat?
Oh, no, here, let me do that.
You failed at that.
Yeah, well, I was trying to see if there's any questions, and when I open the question log, then the chat log closes. So. Gotcha.
trafficgeyser.com/21days/web. Okay. First things first, as always, if you have a question that you want to ask us today, make sure it's a question that it's not something that has to do with the current case that you've got open with our support department. I do my best, Meredith, Lori, Carrie Lee, everybody does their best to be able to get back to folks immediately. But the purpose of asking questions here is about the topics that we're talking about today. So if you have a question about strategies on the 10x10x4, feel free to ask it. If it's an issue where why did this happen with a campaign that I just ran, open a support ticket for that through your Traffic Geyser account, please. And how are you going to benefit from today? You're going to learn what the 10x10 is and how to use it and why you should use it and the benefits that you're going to be getting from using it. If you do it the way that Mike has spelled out, then it can't not work for you. If you're doing it the right way, using it the right way, it can't not work for you. Because it is. He's had it 7 years now, 6, 7 years, I believe it's been. And if he's still using it and it's working, then it sure as heck is going to work for you. And then, of course, we're going to have our top FAQs for this week. plus whatever questions that you all are going to ask throughout the call. So what are we going to cover? Well, the whole purpose of the 10 by 10 by 4 is to get your message out there, whether it be for your business or a product you're selling. But you want to be everywhere online with your videos, as well as either a lead page, or now that the website creator or the website builder is in Traffic Geyser, a lot of folks are using the website builder now rather than a lead page. But you could still use either one. There's obviously benefits, and I believe Sandy wants to talk about the benefits to using the website builder over the lead page. But at the same time, you could still use either one of them. Right? You want to talk about it now, or talk about it in a couple minutes?
Whichever.
Go for
Whichever. Okay, so basically the main difference between using the mini site versus using the lead page is how rankable you want it to be. And what I mean by that is sometimes there are cases when you're not trying to rank a page on Google, you're just trying to send traffic to it, because all you want is, maybe you're participating in a launch or something like that you've only got, 2 or 3 weeks to send this stuff out and try to get people into your funnel. Chances are you're not going to get it ranked on Google in that short a span of time. So it doesn't matter if what you've done is totally Google friendly. It's more important that you've got your tentacles out all over the place that are sending people to that page. So if that's the case, a lead page is great. It goes up quickly, it looks great, and there's nothing else that people can do except enter their information or leave. They're pretty much forced to making that choice. Now, if on the other hand you want something that's more of a long-term plan that you would like to see getting ranked and getting some Google juice, then you're probably better off using a mini site. Google generally tends to prefer sites that are 5 pages or more, and that have the local local business information, and also a good domain name and things like that. So if you're working on something that's, like I said, more of a long-term strategy, more of a marketing site, this is something that's going to be ongoing for more than just a quickie thing, then you're probably better off going with the mini site. If it's just, I need a page where people can go and enter their information, and I need it fast, then the lead capture page is fantastic.
Yes. Let's see. We've got a what happened to that question? Dadgummit. Who's this question from?
The one in the question log. I was trying to answer that actually.
Oh,
I was typing that one away.
Okay,
yeah.
Cool. All right. Okay, so I will keep going then. Yes, the benefits are a lot greater when you're using the mini site or the website builder rather than the lead page. But again, you could use either. How to create desire for your product. Create desire for your product or service automatically. You're getting it started, and then you're letting an autoresponder take over and finish it for you. It's a no-brainer how simple it is once it's done. Making sure that the autoresponder is set up properly, and getting your videos dripped out to them every day or so. It's so much cleaner than how it was originally designed, by using the lead capture page and putting all your videos on a blog site and sending them to the blog site after they've opted in and given you their lead information. Now with the website, you can set the videos up to get dripped every day or every 2 days, however often you want, to anybody that subscribes, and they get them in their emails every day. So that's what we mean by automatically. Establishing yourself as a credible expert and authority. So many people get involved with, they think marketing is just get in somebody's, like I talked about earlier or mentioned earlier, just get in somebody's face and try and sell them something. Doesn't build that trust and that trust factor or the credibility that is so helpful when you're trying to sell a product or a service, especially if you're trying to sell your service, which is going to cost somebody $1,500 a month, whatever the dollar figure is. It's a lot of money. They're going to want to see that you know what you're doing and trust that they believe in you before they're going to sign on the dotted line and say, okay, Sandy, go for it. Absolutely, I'm with you. So designing or shooting these 30-second or these minute videos with the FAQs and the FAQs, that getting these folks to feel that they know you. They're listening to you on a daily basis, watching a new video that you just did. You just shot to them through email, saying, "Hey, Robin, this is today's video about whatever it is." And again, it's short, sweet. It's and informative. That's the main thing about this strategy, is giving these folks information that is useful to them, content that is good quality content, not just gibberish. You want them to ask the questions or think of questions that they should be asking, and that's what these videos should be about. And you'll be surprised how many people draw into watching them, right?
Yeah, I think the biggest mistake that I see made is that people try to make them into commercials. Oh, look how great I am! I have this product, and I think when you start doing that kind of just in your face, this is an advertisement, people tune out. But when you're giving them information that is going to be useful and valuable to them, whether they hire you or not, that's what creates that relationship and that know, like, and trust factor.
Right.
That, hey, this guy is willing to tell me, this piece of information, or how to do this, or how to find somebody to help me with this problem, even if it's not them. This guy really must be the best.
Exactly, because the videos aren't about you; they're about a particular service or whatever your niche market is. It's about what your business can do in 30-second spots for a particular situation. So
right, I would say even up to maybe at the most 5 minutes. I really would try to keep it under 5 minutes, probably about the 2 to 3 minute range. But it definitely doesn't need to be an entire book or anything like that.
Right. Okay. Let's see. Did you put the URL for the PDF yet?
Let me get it in there.
Okay. For those of you that are Fusion members, you have access to this PDF form in your Fusion account. Those of you that are Traffic Geyser members, you don't. I mean, anybody could find. They could go Google 10x10x4 and they can find it. You can go to our blog site and the videos there, and you could download it. But I just created a tiny URL where you've got the PDF right now. If you want to click and save it to your computer right now, feel free to do that. Okay.
Yeah, or at the end, right before we sign off, maybe we can give them a minute to save the chat log, and that way they'll have the whole list.
Oh, absolutely. It works for me. Absolutely. Okay. Other than the video number 4, or the 4th video in the 10x10x4, this is probably the most important key to having a successful campaign. And we just got done talking about this.
I jumped ahead. Sorry.
It's not like you didn't see the slides beforehand.
Yeah, well.
Oh, well. No, but making it an interesting video about a particular issue. Quality content is going to keep these folks coming back and watching more of your stuff, and they might go to your buy site or go buy your stuff before they watch all 20 videos, and most of them will. But you want each and every one of these videos to be quality content, just like you do when you're submitting videos through your Traffic Geyser submission tools. You want those to be quality content in order to get submitted or ranked with the search engines. This is the same thing. You're taking making these videos so that you can submit them and gain rankings, but you're also doing these so you can find and target that prospect that is eventually going to buy something from you.
Right, and I would do this. I would first of all sit down and create a list of everything, all the questions that you can think of, the frequently asked questions, the should ask questions, and then when you're doing your keyword research, you're going to find some of these questions coming in through the Google keyword tool or whatever, because people are typing them in a lot. So for instance, when I was doing research for my balloons, I found that the number one asked question that kept appearing over and over and over, which I actually in the end did not do a video on, but the number one question is, what is the fear of balloons called? And the reason I didn't do a video on it is because it's a one-word answer, and it seemed like, like, how much can you say? The answer is globophobia, and then you're done. But you'll see that people actually do type in full questions to Google. And if you find a full question on your topic, that is, like, you've hit gold. That is definitely a video topic. Unless it's a one-word answer.
Exactly. So yes, quality content is key. What are you going to do? You're going to create 10. You're going to, like what Teddy just talked about, you're going to write down a list of questions that are frequently asked by your clients or your prospects, and then you're going to write 10 or 20 questions that you think, knowing what your business is, you think people should know, but they don't ask. You're going to make your 2-minute video, however long it is, and just keep in mind that, and this is no disrespect to anybody on this call, I'm in the same position. Nobody knows you from Adam. You're not Tony Robbins. You're not Paula Abdul. You're not anybody.
Unless you are, I mean.
What's that?
I said unless you are, I mean.
You are, exactly. If you're on this call and you're one of them, well, welcome. Glad to have you. But my guess is that you're not. Those are the only folks that people are going to sit in front of a computer and listen to a 10-minute monologue about anything. That's why Mike says keep your videos short, sweet, to the point about what that topic is for that particular video.
Yeah.
You're gonna gain more attention, and the viewers are gonna stay on your video to the end, more so that way than going on for 6-7 minutes talking about yourself and everything about your company rather than just that one particular topic.
And bear in mind that when somebody finds the video, the length of it is right there. And sometimes people do make decisions on whether or not they're going to watch it by how long it is. So if you can keep it short and sweet, you're more likely to get that click.
Yep, that would be correct. So you've got your 20 videos done. Now, what are these 4 videos? The 10 by 10 by 4? What are these 4 videos about? Well, these are the videos that are going to systematically get the customer into your start to get into your funnel, and then to start selling them at the end with your 4th video. So the first video is your call to action video. You can tell them, hey, click here to go get, click here to wherever your site is to go, your blog site or your website, to go get more videos. Give them a reason that they are going to want to go. Don't just say, hey, here's my website, go check it out, and I got more videos. Give them a reason why they should go to see the rest of your videos. Can you give any examples of that, Sandy?
Yeah. To get the free report, come here. To enter to win a free really cool thing, come here. You always want to make it a clear call to action, not if you want. Don't leave them any wishy-washiness. Just a real clear, strong. Here's the bribe. Here's what I'm offering you. Here's where you go to get it. Yep.
Sweet and to the point. The next video is your lead page video. This is the video that you would have on your either your homepage on your website or on your lead capture page that you're creating in Traffic Geyser. Is where you're going to get them to give you their contact information, and again, why you want to give them a reason to for them to give up their contact information. So that's what the second video is about. And how would you best describe that one, Sam?
Well, actually, I just want to back up to the video number one. It doesn't actually have to be an entire video. It could just be a screen, a slide, you know, that gives that call to action. It doesn't have to be, oh, I've got to film another video. If you do film another video, basically what you're filming is like a 2-second spot that you're just going to attach to the end of your videos. So it's not, you know, I know a lot of people when they think, oh, I have to do this big video, well, this is another 2 minutes. It's not. It's literally just, you know, either a slide or a very quick jump back on screen. Hey, don't forget to do this type of thing.
Right, and that's what. Go ahead.
Sorry. So that was for that call to action video. I just realized that we didn't point that out. So video number two, your lead page video. So now they're on the page where they basically have the option of putting in their information or going away. You want them to put in their information, so you want to give them a compelling reason to. You want to thank them for coming over to your page, and you want to reiterate that offer. You know, hey, thanks for coming. I know you're anxious to get that report that I promised you. Just put your information in the box, and it'll be, you know, it'll be sent to you immediately.
That's it. Yep. And back to the number one video real quick. What Sandy was talking about is, if you don't understand, is it's just a 2, 5, 10-second video, and taking that and putting it at the end of each of the 20. What she was saying, you could add it to your other videos. Put it to the end of your 20 FAQ and SAQ videos, so they know at the end of those videos where they can go to. So it's not, like she said, it's not an entire 2-minute video, another entire 2-minute video. It's just a bumper that you could add to any of your other videos.
Yeah, exactly.
There you go. Okay, number 3 video, the thank you video. Go for it.
So this video is going to be on your thank you page, which is, if you're using Instant Customer as your autoresponder system, as soon as they put in their information, you have the option to send them to another page. And so that can be a page on your website, that can be a page hosted by Instant Customer. You can, or you could just, you know, have a message flash on the screen, you know, your information has been submitted. But you have another opportunity here to touch your audience and again strengthen that relationship. So this video basically is just saying, hey, thanks for putting your information in. I sent you, you know, be sure to check your email because that whatever you requested is on its way to you.
The free report or the
free report or you know, you've been entered to win this really fabulous prize that I offered you know, that I offered to do a drawing for, or whatever it is that you did. Here you're just kind of you know, reassuring them that they took the right step, that you appreciate it, and then you know, telling them especially to go check their email so that they know, so that they can actually receive whatever it is that you sent.
Right. They can even use the raffle from the raffle option from Instant Customer to give give a winner.
Oh, absolutely. To pull the winner for sure.
Right. And if you don't know how to do that, if you have Instant Customer and you do not know how to set up a raffle for a particular campaign, it's a way cool thing. If you've got I'm going to veer off for just a second, but if you've got let's say a restaurant campaign that you've got going on, and Monday Night Football is going, and you've got a ton of folks at the bar, at the restaurant watching the football game, and halftime, they say, okay, we're going to do a raffle or a drawing for whatever they're giving away, a free pitcher of beer or whatever. And then boom, your name gets called from that campaign. It's pretty impelling, cool stuff to see it happen.
It is. It's very cool. It's very cool, and really takes the stress and the worry out of, how am I going to pull a name? Do I have to write everybody's name on paper and crumble it up and drop it into a hat? I mean, am I accidentally going to pick the person I like? Like, you don't have to think about it. The system just does it. It's
Yeah,
pretty
hit a
cool.
button and boom.
Yeah. That's
Okay.
one of my favorite features. I think that was one of the sexiest features that they introduced to the new instant customer when they switched it over.
It is pretty cool. And sorry for the cursor. I'm trying to look at some questions while we're going through these. Okay, go ahead with number 4, Sam.
So number 4 is basically the buy my stuff video. I mean, this is the video. You can send it to them in an email. You can bring them back to your website. But this is basically, hey, we've developed this relationship. Now I have this cool thing to sell you. And it could be, if you're not selling something online, it could be, when should we set up a meeting? When's the best time to call you to set up the meeting so that we can talk about your marketing? When is your event happening so we can talk about your decorations? Whatever it is that you're selling, you're in business. You obviously have something to sell or some way. Otherwise you wouldn't be here. You don't. If you have customers, then there's something that you're trying to offer them. So that
Right.
fourth video is really your opportunity to make that offer to them and get them from being a prospect to being a buyer.
Now it's time. Now it's time to sell yourself.
That's right.
And
That's right. This is the advertisement that we didn't want you to do with the 10 by 10 by 4s.
exactly. Exactly. Okay. Let's see. I don't know which questions you've answered. See if I can.
So I addressed the question of, and we can do it here as well, of what's the difference between Traffic Geyser and Fusion and Instant Customer and Mojo and all of the other things.
Oh,
But basically, in short, Traffic Geyser is the tool system. Fusion is pretty much everything. It's got all the tools. It's also got training. I believe it comes with Instant Customer, right? Is it
what
bundled with Instant Customer?
Fusion does? Yes.
Fusion does. Okay, good. Then I was correct on that. Instant Customer is the tool that runs the autoresponder. It is the autoresponder, I should say. That's what captures all your opt-ins, keeps your list, and then sends out the information. And Mojo is the training course that teaches you strategies on how to use the tool Instant Customer. Not technically how to do it, but the strategies and the psychology of how to sell it and run successful campaigns.
Plus, with we'll talk about that in a little bit. But with Mojo, you get so much. You get so much more. You're part of the community. You get the pre-written campaign.
Well, that's true. There's the templates and everything too.
Right.
But the real and the community is amazing. Mojo does have a phenomenal community, but the real wow, besides the community, the wow stuff is, I mean, I have to admit that some of the strategies that were taught in Mojo were just like hit me over the head. Oh my God, how did I never think of that type of stuff?
Right. Exactly. Exactly. Okay, let's see. Josh Cohen's got a couple questions. Said he doesn't use the website builder. Why would Traffic Geyser be worth $97 a month just to submit video and article content? I know how I'll answer that, but you want to answer first, or you want me to?
Sure. If all you're using Traffic Geyser for is sending out those videos, to me, it's still way worth it, because here's the thing. Yes, you could. Let's say you're just sending out videos. Let's say you're just going to send videos to those, what is it, 20 something sites or whatever.
Video sites?
Yeah. What? Sorry.
20 video sites.
20 video
70,
sites. Yeah.
I think.
So for the moment, let's just talk about the video sites. Let's pretend that nothing else exists.
Okay.
Okay, so first of all, Traffic Geyser has an API with these various video sites, which means that, basically they've been invited to submit the stuff. So there's no spamming going on. There's nothing that's shady or not above board, Think about how long would it take you to submit one video to 20 different websites if you were to do it manually, if you were to do each and every one yourself. So for me, when I go to do a submission out, it takes me maybe about 20 minutes. if even. I mean, depending on if I'm using something that I've got a template and I just need to change a few words here and there in my descriptions, or if I'm doing something fresh, but it's about 20 minutes
Right.
to put out my information all over the place. And it's fix it and forget it. There, I scheduled it, in 1 hour I can do 3 or 4 of them and then walk away knowing, you know what, for the next 2 weeks, it's all just going to happen and I don't have to think about it.
Exactly.
That is worth so much. And the thing is that you're not, I mean, I know that there's submission credits, and I have to admit that I never really worked out exactly how those submission credits work because I never ran out of them. Even as many submissions as I did, and I use my account,
Yeah.
The credits never really seemed to be an issue.
No, they get regular Traffic Geyser member gets 35,000 submission credits. Fusion members get 50,000.
Yeah, it's huge.
We've never had anybody run out of their monthly allotted credits.
Yeah,
if you're sending out 50,000 videos a month, you're doing a hell of a job. That's for sure.
Yeah, exactly. And I send out a ton of videos. I mean, I guess I just like, seeing myself on camera and then everything. But with all the various projects that I've got going, and then the people whose campaigns I'm doing and things like that, my Traffic Geyser account definitely gets used. I mean, I had a client, and I remember his first time when he saw his video thumbnail show up. Like, that was the moment for him that it just all came together. And it was just like, oh my God, look, there I am on Google. Like, there's my thumbnail.
Right.
It's so powerful. It really is, and it's such a time saver. So, if you really just have a ton of time to spare, and your 5 hours are worth less than $100 a month, that it would take to do all those submissions, then maybe it's not worth it to you. But for me, $100 a month versus hours and hours and hours of time, there's no question.
Or and the way I look at it, and we get this being in support, we get this question quite often. The way that I look at it is the website builder is one of a number of tools that you have inside your Traffic Geyser account. You can still use the Social Power Publisher to update statuses for 15 different status sites all at one time. You can still use the submission tools to submit as many videos as you want. If you're paying somebody to do your submissions for you, an employee, for example, how much is it going to cost you to have them submit? Let's say you submit 3 videos a week. What is that? I should use a round number. 5 videos a week, 20 a month. How much is it going to cost you to have somebody submit 20 videos to 20 different video sites every month? It's probably going to cost you a hell of a lot more than $97. Again, the website builder is only one tool out of a number of tools that you have access to, and that's the way that we have to look at it. We submit to 70 some odd different sites, and if it's not for you, Josh, it's not for you. But I think you've been around a couple of months, if I'm not mistaken. I'm pretty sure I've answered a ticket or two for you. But I mean, like Sandy said, maybe the service isn't for everybody. But at $97 a month, it's not over what you're going to pay somebody to do if you're using the tool. You're going to pay somebody a heck of a lot more than $97 a month.
Right. I think the big thing is that, I mean, if you look at where it started, that is with the video submission, with the video syndication software, and then all of the other places that they syndicate to. But again, I'm going to focus on the videos because that is the power, in my opinion.
Right.
Everything else is icing. Everything else is a bonus and a cool little goodie that you were given, on top of it. Right. But if you just look at the meat of it, there's your value.
Correct. And that no, Josh, we don't. We can't help you set up a WordPress site, and there are other sites other than YouTube that do matter. If you search, go to Google Video and search search for anything, you're going to see Dailymotion, you're going to see Vimeo, you're going to see We submit to 19 different sites, including YouTube, and I think probably 12 of them are very powerful sites that show up on a number of different search engines. So it's not just YouTube that matters. It's the fact that you're getting that same content out to a number of different sites, not just one site. So yes, YouTube is very important, and it's very important for our submission process, but it's not the only site that is important. The important thing is getting them out to as many as you can.
Right, right. It's just being everywhere. I mean, you have no idea where it is that your next customer happens to be hanging out.
Yep, that's correct. Let's see. Okay, we'll answer Jan's, and then we'll go back to, I think we've got FAQs next. But Jan says, you mentioned 50,000 and 35,000 credits. Is that per month and every month? Yes, you get allotted. If you're a Fusion member, 50,000. A Traffic Geyser member, 35,000 submission credits. Each credit is worth one successful submission for a video to one site. So that's why Sandy was saying a little while ago, there's no way in the world you're going to use all 35,000 of your submission credits. But we had to put a number out there, and it's not something that we want to add as an upgrade or a upsell to sell more submission credits. So we say heck with it. 35,000, if you use them, great. You'll be able to afford to buy more. If you don't use them, well, we'll replenish what you did use at your next billing cycle. So hopefully that answers your question, Jan.
Can I know that usually we don't give we don't give URLs or keywords or anything like that, but I'll sacrifice just to prove a point.
Okay.
If you guys want to go later and Google balloon San Diego or any search phrase around balloons in San Diego, and then click on the video tab for the Google results, I dominate 8 to 9 pages where you will only see my thumbnails of the video results on Google for that keyword. So that's the power. I mean, maybe 1 or 2 other things happen to sneak in there, but pretty much as far as you go until you're bored, you're going to keep seeing my face.
And then they can come back on Thursday and see it again.
Yeah, exactly. So I mean, if you just want to run that kind of test and see, okay, do these things really get picked up? Do they really get delivered? Do they deliver the same video from multiple places even in the search results? You can see it for yourself. Correct.
Josh says, you guys mentioned 20 sites. Why does that matter when most of the world's traffic is on YouTube and Google? I haven't even heard of most of these other video sites. Well, and it's not just the video sites, Josh. It's the social bookmarking sites. It's the status sites. But let's go back to the videos that you're talking about. By having your video on all of these different sites, whether it be Vimeo or Dailymotion, and you've got to have heard of Dailymotion because that's probably these. I think it's YouTube and then MetaCafe, the top
and
2
Vimeo.
videos.
Vimeo shows up a lot as well.
Yeah, but Dailymotion is a top 5 global site for your videos too. They've got that much power. They're one of the top 5 sites for search engine results. But let me just finish this one point, and then you can keep going on it. But the purpose of all these other sites is to help the creation of the backlinks for your site, not for the videos, but for your site that you're trying to drive your traffic to. So that's why it's important that you're not just going to only YouTube. And if you're only going to YouTube, then absolutely, you don't need Traffic Geyser. It takes you 38 seconds to submit a video into your YouTube channel manually. But the important factor is the power, like what Sandy was just talking about with her balloon site. She blows up, no pun intended, but she blows Diego because of, and she doesn't use any, she's got some SEO work on her website, I would imagine, but she doesn't use anything else for content submission other than Traffic Geyser.
Right. And you know, if you want to see what sites are ranking, all you need to do is type in any search phrase and then click on the video links, and you'll see that it's not just YouTube. And the thing is that, I mean, you never know which one Google's going to serve up in the results, or they may serve up multiples. And people, even if YouTube has the lion's shares, people are hanging out in these other video places. I mean, I checked one of my videos the other day on Vimeo, and I was shocked that like 40 people had watched it. Now, these are 40 people that are like really motivated to watch it because it's not as necessarily, you know, as easy to find as if they're on YouTube.
Correct. And I've got some really lousy slideshow videos that are on Dailymotion and Vidler when we were still submitting to Vidler, and I've got 50, 60 views on one silly, and it's pitiful. It's worse than any video that you can imagine you doing yourself. I just did this so I can get rankings for a website that I was working on, and it worked. I got the rankings for the website, and lo and behold, I got rankings for this really god-awful video, slideshow video that I put together. But that's just to say, again, it's not all just about YouTube. It's the more sites that your video is residing at, the better opportunity you're going to have to be found.
Right, and again, I mean, the power of the internet is that unlike the brick and mortar business that has their storefront in one location, maybe an advertisement in the yellow pages, the internet gives you an opportunity to be everywhere. I mean, right. People are hanging out in all kinds of places.
And with their smartphones, they're on Google searching on their smartphones, and who knows where they're gonna what hit they're gonna look at, or result they're gonna look at that could be yours.
And I also want to just touch on about the backlinks thing, because I'm sure anybody who's been paying attention to, you know, what's happening with Google knows that recently they made another algorithm change, and that now they are really targeting websites that are over SEO'd. Well, what does that mean? There are ways, you know, that you can buy links, that you can buy link wheels and all of these kind of other backlinking strategies. And this is what Google's cracking down on. So having your backlinks come from content on high-rated authority sites is huge, because, you know, that is a quality backlink that is not going to be struck down in Google's backlash against over SEOing. That's right. What they want to see is those kind of, you know, really good authority content kind of backlinks.
What do they call them? Link farms?
The link farms? Well, yeah, the link farms was the first wave of pseudo article sites that Google struck down, and now they're going after the link wheels and the link rings.
Right. And they know who they are.
Yes. Was it build my rank or something? If you're using them, stop immediately.
Don't use them. Okay,
right.
Here we go. Question number 1 from this week's emails. How do I determine titles for my videos? And with all of these questions being based around the 10 by 10 by 4, I would assume they're asking about their 10 FAQ or 10 SAQ videos. So my answer would be, well, you're going to want this video title to be about what the topic is. If it's dog nail clipping, and that's what your keywords are going to be, you want just like any submission that you do through Traffic Geyser, you want your title to be have it be keyword loaded so that it's found. So how do you determine titles? Well, whatever the video is about, basically. That would be my answer. Would you have anything different?
What the video's about and what you've learned in your keyword research. Don't don't get cutesy or play games or cryptic or whatever with your titles. You want them to be real direct and straightforward, both to come up, in the search engines, and also because if it's too mysterious, people simply won't click on it. They'll be like, I don't know what they're talking. I don't know what this is about.
Exactly.
So you want those titles to be keyword heavy and very straightforward.
Okay, number 2. Can I make less than 10 FAQ and SAQs, and why 10?
You can make as many as you want, but having 20 videos to start out with. Let's say that you're scheduling them to syndicate out one a week. That gives you 20 weeks worth of content that you're pumping out there. 20 weeks of content.
To a lot of
What's
sites.
that?
To a lot of websites.
To a lot of sites, that's right. And that kind of consistency over time is what's gonna bring your website ranking up. It's what's gonna bring in those opt-ins. It's what's really gonna spread you out there. That consistent, fresh content.
And the reason Mike said that he used the number 10, and I think he was being somewhat sarcastic when he said it, but he said, well, hell, it's basically a round number. You could do more, you could do less, you could do 100, you could do 1,000, but 10 of each, so 20 videos seemed to be the number that he looked at to be where 20 videos at 7 or at, let's say, 50 video sites. That's 1,000 submissions that you've done with that one campaign with 20 videos. So he said, yeah, you could do less, but are you going to get the exposure of if you do a 2x2x4 or a 4x4x4? Are you going to get as much exposure doing 4 and 4 rather than 10 and 10? Obviously not. But if you don't have the time or you don't have 10 questions that you could think of, then reduce it down. Do 5x5. That's fine. That's just the number that he chose. There's not a perfect number, but again,
I think it's also a very palatable number. I mean, I think if it was to be 50 videos, that would be very intimidating. Whereas,
right, yeah.
I would be willing to bet that each and every one of you could sit down right now and think of 10 frequently asked questions and 10 questions you wish people would ask you.
Correct.
I don't even think you'd have to stretch for it. I think it would take you maybe 5 minutes.
Correct.
And as far as video time goes for doing those 20 videos, assuming that you're doing about a 2 to 3 minute video and that you're relatively comfortable on camera or your client is relatively comfortable on camera, in my experience, you're looking at about a 3-hour video shoot.
Correct. And you're done.
And you're done.
Yep. Okay. Next, how do I publish my lead page?
Wait, I want to jump in just for a second. Janice put in a question in the chat. Like she said, what is the best way to deal with a client who is camera shy? And I think this is probably a good place to insert the question.
Go for it.
And that is that if your client is really camera shy or really, even if they're not camera shy, but they're just really not good in camera, if you can get them on camera at all and they're stiff, at least let them introduce themselves and then maybe and then maybe go to a PowerPoint. So people still make that connection. If they're in another country or far away or you really can't get them on camera at all, then you can do a PowerPoint. You can do a slideshow and put it to music. You can do a PowerPoint with a voiceover. There's a ton of different ways to create video and create content without necessarily having the talking head.
Exactly. Yeah, Camtasia or ScreenFlow. Is it ScreenFlow on Mac? I don't have a Mac.
I think so. I think so. How odd that both of us are actually PC people, right?
With everybody at Traffic Geyser being Macs, exactly, right?
Yeah.
Oh, that's funny. No, but yeah, just throwing a five image slideshow together, and you doing a voice recording where you're not intimidated because you're not looking at the camera. It makes it a lot easier, and it works out fine. Absolutely.
And if you really can't get your client to even do the voiceover and you don't want to do it yourself, there's always Fiverr.
Yep. That is correct. Okay, let's see. Next one. How do I publish my lead page? As soon as you save it, and you know what, this week I forgot to write down, I normally put their initials at the end in really small letters, so nobody really pays attention to it, but I could remember who these people were. I forgot to do that this week. So sorry, Mr. or Mrs. How do I publish my lead page? That I don't have your name, but it's really not that difficult. As soon as you've completed all your fields and you've redirected your lead page to your website or to a thank you page, and you save it, it's automatically live, and you can send out that URL send out the URL through your submissions, and they'll have access to it. How will prospects find my lead page online? Well, that's one of the reasons. Let's go back to the second question about the 10 FAQs and SAQs. That's one of the reasons why Mike says 10, because of the fact the more you put out there, the better chance that your lead page is going to rank based on, again, this is all based on keywords, not being too competitive. And one thing, and I think Sandy mentioned it a little while ago, but keep in mind that a lot of search engines, they're not in love with single-page opt-in forms anymore. That's one of the reasons why Sandy was suggesting using your website builder website or your own website. If you've got your own website with an opt-in form, there you go. But the website builder is going to rank a heck of a lot easier, and it's going to rank with less than 20 videos. But you can still get your lead page to rank. It's just going to take a little bit more work with the getting more videos submitted out. Do you want to add anything to that?
Yeah, no, I mean, I think we've kind of covered that. I know we're running short on time.
Yes.
But yeah, again, if it's just a quick down and dirty thing, and you're going to be sending the traffic to the page, I wouldn't worry about it. Go ahead and do a lead page. If you're looking at a longer term strategy and you want to get it ranked, and you want to get some Google juice for your URL, then I'd go with that mini site.
There you go. Okay, last one. How can I use my own domain for my lead page? It's pretty simple. You just take your you've created your lead page in your Traffic Geyser account. You've got let's say you've got your domain with GoDaddy. Just go to GoDaddy and map your domain, and you do this through your domain manager tool with GoDaddy. And all the other registrars or host servers are the same, just different steps probably. Mask your URL or your domain. Take your lead page URL. Put it in your domain manager with GoDaddy or your other registrar, and say, I want this domain redirected to this URL, and boom, you save it and it's done. So that somebody types in mydomain.com, they're still going to get your website or your lead page.
Right. Yeah. And that works really well for, again, direct traffic. Google changed the way they were doing it. It used to be that if you were forwarding a domain, they would show the domain that you were trying to rank.
Right.
But now they'll actually show the naked link of where you're forwarding to.
Meaning the
site pro web /167837278 whatever. Yeah.
The really pretty one.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah. Okay. Any other questions? Jen, Michelle, you're welcome. Josh, do me a favor, buddy. If you want, send me an email. Just send it to help@trafficgeyser.com. Put attention Robin in the subject line. And if you want me to, I'll give you a call. If you've got other questions, because it looks like, I mean, you've asked quite a few, and hopefully we've answered them. But if you'd like to talk to me directly, just shoot an email to us at help@trafficgeyser.com. Put attention Robin in the subject line. It'll get over to me, and I'll be more than happy to spend 5 or 10, 15 minutes with you on the phone. Okay?
So about getting the views to the sites, I know this is kind of what you're talking about. That's really a function of your keyword research. If you have well-titled videos, and you've done good keyword research, you've got phrases that people are looking up, people will find the videos because they'll be searching for them. I mean, they'll be searching for that topic, and those videos will pop up, those video thumbnails.
Correct. Okay, Brian Beck has a question. Is TG making any, I would imagine, tools instead of tolls, but that's all right, available for timeline changes? We are currently working on updating our like generator, from what I understand, talking to our development director. So we are in the process of working on that to make sure that our like generator stays a viable tool. And we're hoping to have those changes done fairly soon. I just unfortunately do not have an ETA on when they will be completed. Okay. And nobody else has any questions? It's question time. Did we answer them all?
I think so. There was one question I answered in the chat log, but let's go ahead and put it on the audio as well. And that is, what is the best file format to save the video in? And that's MP4. You want to do your best to keep it under 100 megabytes because some of the websites and podcasting sites will not accept it if it's larger. And MP4 is the smallest compression file, as well as being the ones that is iTunes compatible.
Correct. Correct. Those of you that are new, that have not done any, used your submission tool yet, if you are saving, if you're on a Mac, from what I understand, some Macs, or however it's set up on the Mac, it automatically saves as an M4V file, formatted file. Don't save as M4V and then upload it into Traffic Geyser, because that video is not going to be very successful in the submissions. You want to make sure that you're converting that M4V over to an MP4, which it's the same format, just encoded differently. So make sure if you're submitting from a Mac or uploading from a Mac that you're uploading MP4 files rather than M4V. Hopefully that made sense. And if it didn't, you'll find out when you do a submission and they all fail. But we don't want that, so we
if you don't have like video editing software, you can just go online and look for, a video file converter, and then it will you'll upload your video to there and it'll spit it out as an MP4. Okay, how do you prepare one call to action video per keyword? That's a good question, and I would say that it really depends on how competitive your keyword is and how much you want to dominate it. So that's really something that you have to look at when you're putting your whole strategy together. Whether you just want one video per keyword, or for instance, there's a keyword that I'm going after right now, which is hugely competitive. I'm only competing against, I don't know, 36 or 40 million other results. And so I'm doing all of my videos to that one keyword. And I think I'm doing about 60 videos for that one keyword. Leaked out about once a week or so. So it just really depends on how much work you need to put into capturing it.
There you go. Okay. Brian's got a couple. Are the video submission sites being added and improved? And article sites seems like many had become failure to then finish. And then his second question is, how many keywords do you put on the video? You're limited with your Traffic Geyser submission template to, I believe, 5 or 6 long-tail keywords.
You're also limited to, in the tags, you're limited to 20 characters.
20? I thought it was like 30. No?
Yeah, no. For YouTube, it'll fail. It'll tell you that YouTube's going to fail. You can go into YouTube and add more characters than that.
Exactly.
But it won't accept the submission with more than 20 characters, which can be very tricky, because if you're trying to geo-target, city plus keyword is usually more than 20.
That's correct.
But your tags aren't nearly as important as your video title, and I really would go after per video only one keyword. How many videos you assign to that keyword is a different story, but I wouldn't try to hit more than one keyword in each video.
Correct. Okay. Let's see. Okay, Brian finished his question. Seems like many had become failure to launch. There is an issue if you're submitting, and I'm going to make this real brief because we're 10 minutes past, and we got about 5 more minutes of stuff to talk about. But if you're submitting to 20 video sharing sites, and you're submitting to all of the bookmark sites as well as the status sites, and your YouTube submission fails. Well, there's 7 video sharing sites alone, and let me see if I can show you guys this to make a little bit more sense. Let's see. Where's it at? Templates. Okay, let's just take a look at this one for whatever reason. Okay, so as you see, these sites, there's 7 different sites that are dependent on YouTube successfully submitting so that the YouTube URL can go to these sites. So if YouTube fails, then these sites will not be submitted to. They will show up on your status sheet or status list as canceled. Same goes with the status sites and the bookmark sites. So if you're going to the status and bookmark sites, and we'll click back on YouTube here, if I can. There we go. Okay, so I'm going to submit to the bookmark sites as well as the status sites. If I am not submitting to YouTube, and if I'm not submitting to Dailymotion,
oh, look at that.
You're not submitting to the bookmark or the share sites either, because those sites are dependent on either one or the other to be submitted to, so that your YouTube URL, your Dailymotion URL gets submitted to all of these other sites. So I just want to make sure that was known. That's one of the main reasons for so many failures, Brian, is because of the fact that either folks are not submitting to YouTube, so therefore that site, that one, this one, and if I can get over to it, this one, are not going to go. So your 20 video sites just turned into 10, 9, because of the fact that you did not submit to YouTube. So hopefully that makes a little sense and clears up a little bit, because we get tickets all the time asking, how come your daily media site didn't get submitted to? Well, or how come it got canceled? And that's exactly the reason. So YouTube and Dailymotion don't go, or YouTube doesn't go, those sites don't go. YouTube and Dailymotion don't go, then those sites don't go. So your 45 sites just turned into 10 sites because you chose either they failed or you did not submit to those 2 sites, Dailymotion and YouTube. Hopefully that makes sense. And if it didn't, and you would like to submit a ticket to me and I will answer it directly, feel free to do that. Robin, help@trafficgeyser.com and subject line, attention, Robin. Okay? Let's see. Okay, Brian. Just email me directly through Traffic Geyser, Brian, and I will definitely answer any other questions that you have. Anyone else that's on the call still that still wants answers or questions answered, do the same thing, please. Okay. And if we go back to, there we go. Okay. Gonna shut this down. We are about 15 minutes over, and I'm gonna get yelled at again. Thanks to Sandy.
I'm so sorry.
Thanks to Sandy talking too much again.
I know.
Okay. If you're not a current member, Traffic Geyser's got a number of products that and services that may work for you. Fusion, Mojo, Instant Customer, and Traffic Geyser. Cross-channel Mojo, Sandy talked about it earlier. Sandy, if you want to throw the URL into the chat, crosschannelmojo.com/web. Go there, watch the free video. If it's something that's of interest to you, hey, go for it. Take a look at it. If it's not, well, it's not. No big deal. At least you looked. That's all we could ask of you. But the video is very compelling. It's got Mike on it, but not just because it's got Mike on it, but it's got a number of other folks that have been part of creating what Mojo is, what Cross-Channel Mojo is. Paul Culligan's a big part of it, as well as a lot of our all-stars that help create the templates and the strategies behind it. So there you go, Cross-Channel Mojo. Next one, Fusion, mainstreetmarketingmachines.com/web. If you are a marketing consultant and you need all the tools in one, well, take a look. Again, free video for you to watch. I use Fusion all day long. It's my baby. I love it, and I honestly, and there's people that'll probably not agree with me, but I honestly don't think that there's a tool that's or a site that's out there that has everything that Fusion has. Follow-up, everything to do with submissions, all of the training videos, all of the pre-written documents that you don't have to spend thousands of dollars or hundreds of dollars having a copyright guy or gal write for you. You've got all the reports are in there, influence engine. I mean, it's a hell of a tool, and I do use mine all day long when I'm not working for Traffic Geyser. So there you go.
Yeah, agree.
Yes, Sandy agrees.
We're gonna keep it short.
Keep it short. Yeah. Instantcustomer.com/get-secret. Imagine that. There's a video there too. I'll be darned. This is, and I think we just launched 1.5, if I'm not mistaken. If we haven't yet, I think we will soon, but I'm pretty sure that we just launched 1.5, which is just the newest version of Instant Customer's latest follow-up system. Not a whole lot different, just buttons in different places and more user-friendly. But like Fusion, this is probably the top follow-up system that you can ever imagine using. And again, no lie, go watch the video. See for yourself. If it's not, it's not. But for the clients that we have, this is everything that they need for a follow-up system. To be able to reach out to folks in 7 or 8 different channels, all with one tool, pretty amazing. And,
right.
you're big on Instant Customer, aren't you?
I am, and again, it's you know, I hear people, oh, but I could get this over here at this place, and then I'm going to do this part through this company and that part through that one, and that's great if you want to use 7 different systems. I personally.
But they're all free.
Right. I mean, you know, I don't have that much time. I need to be able to fix things and forget it and walk away. I'm running 2 businesses. I've got kids. You know, I don't have time to go to 7 different websites.
As being a smart aleck. Oh, okay. I think, was that our ding, meaning time out, or time is up?
Is that it?
Hopefully today was informative for you folks. 10x10x4 is a great strategy, great tool, not tool, but strategy to get your information out there and start generating leads. It's worked for Mike for years. Give it a shot. Guarantee that it works for you. If you have any other questions that weren't answered, and I believe they most all were, but if you have any other questions that weren't answered, email me, help@trafficgeyser.com, attention Robin in the subject line, and I might even forward some of them to Sandy so she can answer.
Who's got time to read a book?
Exactly. So with that, I would like to say, Sandy, thank you, sweetheart. I appreciate the time.
Sure. Real quick, before we click off, everybody go up to your file button and go ahead and save your chat log so you can get all those links.
You wanna do that and just email it to me? In case it doesn't matter.
Is there anybody? I opened it up on my second computer too late. I didn't get the whole thing. So if there's anybody who can email it to me or Robin, that'd be great. That way that you'll get the full thing. I can save the second half of it.
If I click it right now, it's going to save the whole thing, right?
It should do.
Chat or question? Chat or question?
You want to save the chat log.
Chat log, okay. Okay, I got it. Anybody wants it, just ask, but you've got it. Everybody should have access to it. Anyhow, Sandy, sweetheart, thank you very much. You're a gem.
Thank you. Sorry for keeping everybody extra again.
What's that?
So I'm sorry for going over again.
Only when you're on. I can't believe it.
Oh, gosh. But everybody stayed.
What?
Everybody stayed.
Yes, they did. Imagine that. Okay, keyword research next week. Big, one of the most important ways of getting found is using the right keywords. So what tools are you going to use? How are you going to choose your keywords? Join us next week for Traffic Geysers. Darn, I screwed it up. Anyway, keyword research, the key to being found. So with that, I say thank you, Sandy. Everybody have a wonderful afternoon, and we will talk to you next week. Thank you.
Thank you, thank you. And
okay,
happy holidays, everyone. Chag Sameach and happy Easter.
Thank you. You too.
Bye.
Okay, thank you. Peace.